Yep.
Is Trina zooming in?
No.
No?
Yep.
It's like there's
a good
Lincoln
thing.
going on or something.
Might be.
All right, Kim, whenever you're ready.
6:29, what did everybody else got?
Yeah, 6:29.
You have some things you gotta witness yourself to realize that.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
It's been an interesting year.
Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to our regular public council meeting for Monday, December 9th, 2024, here in the town of Torbay. New business. Councillor Tepper. Bags. Councillor Manning.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks. Councillor Pollard.
Thanks, please.
Councillor Goss.
Ask, please.
Deputy Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay. And I got my usual thanks. All righty. There's one other change to the agenda. We're going to be moving to Corporate Services Committee report before planning, so it's going to be the first one up after Committee of the Whole, as requested from the Chair of Planning and Development. Okay, gotta get a motion. Oh, is there anybody for the first Q&A? No, you're good? All right, thank you. Could I get a motion to adopt the agenda as amended, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Thank you. And we have a, first up, where are my two here? Okay. Adoption of the public council meeting minutes for November 25th. Could I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any errors or omissions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried. Thank you. All right. Corporate services.
Business arising.
Oh, yeah. Where did what do you mean business arising? I'm on the wrong page. Hang on. Let me get back there. Conflict of interest. The sheet's out there. If there's anything that comes up, raise it at that time. Proclamations, there's none. Presentation, there's none. Q&A, there's none. Mayor's report, there's none. Business arising report. Councillor Pollard.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just in keeping with the questions, can we get an update on where we stand on the application for the water service?
And Kerry can fill in after, but the application is pretty well done. We're just waiting on the final numbers from WSP, and we should have that submitted. Kerry, is there a further update?
No, the text is all complete. We just have to settle on the financial numbers from WSP, and then Brian and I are meeting Thursday to finish it.
And I've been through the text and that, so it's all looking really good. Some great work done, actually.
Perfect.
Are we
Julia,
expecting
Brian, Kerry.
WSP to have the information to us by Thursday?
Yeah, we already got the numbers, we're just meeting on Thursday to
That number, please.
confirm, yeah.
Perfect. Thanks.
So all going good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other items? All right, correspondence, none. Committee of the whole minutes, none. Yeah, now we go to corporate services. Councillor Goss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, hang on, before we do that. I got to do the birthdays for a month of December. Matthew Snow, happy birthday. I thought I saw him around here somewhere.
He was,
Joshua Parsons, December 7th. Robert Hussey, December 12th. Mark Whalen, December 15th. Noah Mort, December 19th. Happy birthday, everybody. Hope you have a happy birthday over the Christmas holidays. And all back here in January. All right, now you can go, sir.
Are you sure?
Positive.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Mayor Scott, Deputy Mayor Thorne Goss, fellow council members, staff, volunteers, and all residents of the town of Torbay. I am pleased to present our 2025 budget to you all this evening. I would like to take a moment to reflect on a couple of key initiatives for our community in 2024. 2024 in review, based on the past year, the town of Torbay is well positioned for growth in the coming year and well into the future. Looking back over the past 12 months, we continue to see a large uptake in our community programs and events at the Torbay Common, Torbay History House, and Museum. We participated in Celebrate 75 during Canada Day weekend, saw an increase in attendance for A Time in Torbay, put off a fun-filled summer camp that also featured a sports camp, and had great turnouts in our programs year-round. We anticipate a great turnout during our holiday events, some of which are already underway. Thank you to our staff and volunteers who continue to make our programs and events within our town possible, to our residents who always come out to support their town. We held several public engagement sessions on our new municipal plan to further support the ongoing work in our municipal plan review through our Department of Planning and Development. This public input would help us develop policies and strategies to help guide the development and growth of our community in the years to come. Our Department of Infrastructure and Public Works continued to ensure our roads, town infrastructure were well maintained and oversaw the extension of sidewalks along Torbay Road in the area of the War Memorial. We also restructured existing staff into new Department of Economic Development, Tourism, History, and Culture. This department has already began groundwork for initiatives and projects to further support local businesses and grow our tourism reach within the town. Sorry. These initiatives aid in our continued day-to-day operations to help build a healthy and sustainable future for our residents. Budget 2025. As per legislation, all municipalities are required to present a balanced budget. We are committed in addressing needs within our community that will also serve as an investment into a sustainable future for the town of Torbay. This year's budget aligns with the strategic plan of the town and will see major investments in key areas that will have immediate impact towards the betterment of residents and the community as a whole. 2025 will see a total budget of $14,386,769, allocating $3,092,144 for capital expenditures and $11,294,625 for operational costs. The tax rate will see a small increase so the town can provide both core services to residents and address residential needs that invest into the prosperity of the town now and into the future. The residential property mill rate will increase from 7.6 mils to 7.7 mils. And the commercial property tax will increase from 12.4 mils to 12.5 mils. There will be no increase in residential or commercial water tax. Excuse me. Council will continue to offer the 12-month interest-free payment plans, in addition to the 25% tax reduction for those in receipt of the guaranteed income supplement and 20% tax reduction for the low-income individuals and families. The tax reductions will apply to the taxpayer's primary residence only. Residents are encouraged to contact the town for more information regarding the application process to determine and confirm your eligibility. Major investment. As mentioned, the town of Torbay is committed to carrying out major investments in the community in 2025. The biggest challenge remains our municipal water supply and the need for a source of potable water. The town of Torbay requires water to support development, to be prosperous, to be sustainable, and to minimize the tax burdens on residents in the future. To address this basic and pivotal necessity, there will be an allocation of approximately $7 million to a new water treatment plant in North Pond. The town will continue to work with the provincial and federal government to bring Great Pond on as a source of second water supply. Growth brings increased revenues to cover the costs of municipal operations. Another area in which the town is making significant investment is in our roads and related infrastructure. The level of work required at this time to keep our roads safe and in good driving condition is significant. That is why there will be an allocation of approximately $1.1 million for road construction and road repairs throughout the town. This will commence in the spring and summer of 2025 and continue into our fall. Infrastructure and Public Works. Our Infrastructure and Public Works Department play a vital role in providing core services and necessities within the town of Torbay. In addition to the $1.1 million investment in the roadways, the town will commit $550,000 towards the replacement of heavy equipment to support snow clearing operations and road accessibility. This will include a new loader and a backhoe. Our newly installed salt storage shed at our depot will also help save the town thousands of dollars towards salt and sand during the winter and spring. This will ensure safe driving conditions for years to come while lessening our ecological footprint and preserving the environment surrounding. Our infrastructure and public works staff will continue to monitor our 5-zone water meters that were installed in 2023 at the Tyndale Drive Pump House, Thorns Lane Pump House, Marine Drive, Indy Meal Line, and Convent Lane. A wastewater treatment study will also be conducted in 2025 to aid the town in finding different options for efficient sewage disposal. Recreation and Community Services. The Department of Recreation and Community Services is on the front lines of providing community programs and events to our residents year-round. Budget 2025 will see a budget of $458,727 for programming, activities, and events. Our staff will continue to provide residents and their families with high-quality programming and events that will attract all ages. Our walking and hiking trails also serve as a major attraction for both residents and visitors alike. There are 2 sections of the East Coast Trail that follow along our coastline. Our municipal trails capture the very best of our natural environment. The town also completed 850 meters of new trail installation on the Western Island Pond Brook Trail from Forest River Road east to the Kevin Parsons Highway and Indian Meal Line intersection. As a part of the trail construction, an existing trail was enhanced for safer accessibility for off-road vehicles along portions of the trail. The town of Torbay will continue its investment in our local trails by allocating $200,000 in new trail development so that residents and visitors can enjoy the outdoors and a healthy lifestyle. Planning and development. Planning and development play a major role in any municipality for both preservation and growth. Budget 2025 will see $250,047 towards planning and zoning within the town. Ducks Unlimited Canada, with funding from Environment and Climate Change Canada's community-based climate action program, partnered with the town of Torbay to conduct assessments on 40 wetlands within the municipality. Through these assessments, the value of the functions and benefits provided to Torbay's wetlands were established, and council amended its engineering guidelines implementing conditions for construction in proximity to the wetlands. There will be additional opportunities for public engagement within the town's Department of Planning and Development in early 2025. Economic Development, Tourism, History, and Culture. Our newly structured Department of Economic Development, Tourism, History, and Culture has initiated projects and initiatives that will continue to help support local businesses while also developing foundational pieces to further increase Torbay's presence in provincial and national tourism. The town's newly named tourism brand, Experience Torbay, will continue to grow and help promote the best of what Torbay has to offer to residents and visitors alike. Tourism plays a crucial role economically and culturally. Visitors bring in money by buying and supporting our many local businesses and gain life experiences in learning about the history and culture of our town. Under the marketing and communications, the town have committed $25,000 in developing a new website. This will positively increase the image and brand of the town while providing a more accessible platform for residents and the public to access information from the town and engage with staff and council. Protective services. The town of Torbay will continue to invest in its protective services to increase resident and community safety. The Torbay Volunteer Fire Department is heavily involved in and around the community, and while a major focus is on emergency response, the department is also heavily engaged in the community through Fire Prevention Week, fundraisers, and department tours for community groups. The town has allocated $553,603 for fire protection to ensure that the Torbay Volunteer Fire Department is able to continue carrying out its work as safely and timely as possible. In addition, the town of Torbay, in partnership with the town of Portugal Cove St. Phillips, have brought municipal enforcement officers back into our communities. The town will allocate $100,000 towards municipal enforcement in 2025 to ensure our officers are able to continue their work within our community to support our residents in the most efficient way. In summary, a strong municipal budget provides numerous benefits, enabling a municipality to operate efficiently, maintain infrastructure, and improve the quality of life for its residents. Budget 2025 is built with those goals in mind and will further help in the sustainability and prosperity of the town. We are taking major steps in addressing our municipal water supply for our residents and local businesses, carry out community-wide road repairs and construction, grow our tourism reach so that additional money is coming into our town, and continue high-quality municipal services to our residents throughout our departments. The prices of groceries, goods, and services remain high, as has the cost of doing business, with the cost of labor and materials increasing to match the cost of living. This budget was crafted after many hours of hard work from both staff and council while being guided by the importance of public trust and accountability. We are confident that the major initiatives within the budget will serve as a return on investment for the town and its residents and will continue to support efforts of providing our residents an affordable and quality way of life for years to come. Motions for adoption. I ask my fellow councillors for their support as I present the required motions for the adoption of Budget 2025. Motion 1, that the 2025 total budget for the town of Torbay in the amount of $14,386,769 be adopted. The breakdown is $11,294,625 for operating and $3,092,144 for capital. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
I'd just like to say a word there, Mr. Mayor. Through this whole process, obviously, with having the public engagement and with the hard work done by our corporate services and our directors, I can frankly say that there was much, much hard work and a lot of thought went into this budget. And I think we've done our absolute best for what we have to do for our town. And I'm quite proud to bring forth this budget tonight.
Thank you. Her comment? Deputy Mayor?
I'd just like to say a big thank you to all of the staff, especially the directors, and a special shout out to David Pine and Matthew Stokes, who put in long hours to finalize the budget process. And this was an extremely long, and as Councillor Goss just mentioned, with I can call it dedicated participation by all the staff and council. And I guess it's evident in the way that the outcome has, as you've seen here tonight. So I'd like to say a special thank you to everybody involved. I've been around for, some people might think too long, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I think that this was one of the better processes and the way that we went through it, and it really came down to everybody pulling together and being on the same page. So a big shout out to everybody involved.
Agreed. Thank you. Rhonda?
I'd just like to, well, certainly not add to everything both Councillor Goss and Deputy Mayor said, exactly how we all feel around the table. But I also wanted to throw out to my fellow members here around the table, thank you for your time too. We, as Deputy Mayor said and Councillor Goss said, we spent a lot of time at this too. And it was worth it every minute of it. Some of them long minutes, but it was well worth it in the discussion and the debates back and forth. And certainly the staff couldn't have asked for any better. And I agree with Deputy Mayor about the process this year went really, really well. And I'm sure it'll just be added on for future years. So thank you, each and every one.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, yours, a couple of things. First of all, I just want to deal with the actual numbers because the numbers that Ward spoke to, while correct, aren't what people are going to see in the paper documents at the end of it. So we just want to make note of that the actual expenditures and revenue were $12,952,768.66, which will be on the budget municipal submission forms. The difference between that and the 14 million, 14 includes money we got for loans and that as well, so which is not really a revenue and expenditure. It's just, while it is indicative of the total, is not what people are going to see. So there is a disparity between the numbers and what was spoken. So just if anyone wants to try to reconcile that, then that's what it is. So the actual figures around the municipal budget submission form. In relation to that, I think the budget was a challenge for us this year, and it really spoke to, or really identified the need for us to remove the constraint of our water, what water does to the town, and, you know, push for more growth. From where I'm sitting, I guess the budget is a pretty basic budget. We've done essentially, you know, what we can with minimal financial impact to residents, and it became more of a challenge once again because we have that limited growth. So and it continues to rest on the backs of our residents, which is unfortunate. So hopefully over the next, you know, year and a couple of years after that, we'll be able to get the water monkey off our back, shall we say, and get some growth here in the town so that the tax base can widen and certainly limit. The other thing too is the increase in expenditure. Everybody knows, it's been in the news for the past, you know, year and a bit, the high cost of inflation and how that has taken a toll on everything. And that has not changed for the town either. The town still, you know, bears the brunt of all that as well in terms of significant cost increases to provide basic services. And that's essentially where we are at this point in time, is the provision of basic services with taking some capital items that we need for maintenance and upkeep of existing infrastructure. Related to that, I want to say thanks to all the staff actually who participated after numerous budget runs. In particular, I'll just signal out the finance department, not that they're any more special, excuse me for saying that, than anybody else, but I know a lot of the extra work falls on them at this time of year, and probably one of the areas of the town that had the most turnover of staff over a number of years and most disruptive, and with new staff coming in, digging into some of the issues that reside in the town, there was a lot of extra work there. So special thanks to David, Matthew, Roxanne, Holly, Desiree, and Kim on that particular thing, and as well to all the directors for their support on the budget as well. So, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Worship. Councillor Pepper?
Thank you, sir.
Can you put your microphone on, please? Thank you.
How's that?
Perfect.
No, I just wanted to echo some of the sentiment going around the table. But this is my 16th, I think this is my 16th budget. And there was something different about this from the start. You know, and like Tony mentioned, there's a lot of new staff around the table. New director of finance and little buddy down there. He was one hell of an assistant and a team player for sure. But yeah, it was a different atmosphere, and there seemed to be a start of something great. They took the numbers, they went through them. Again, it's a grueling process. Year in, year out, it's not easy. And it takes a lot of time. We had some long meetings here from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 11 in the night sometimes. But you know, we got through it every time we met, which was numerous times. We had a different report from finance with the numbers, and we went through them number by number. So yes, I want to thank the director, Matthew, and all the rest of the directors as well. They had an input into this. I got to mention something that's very sad in itself, because we didn't have 100% participation in this. It's unfortunate that one councillor did not make one meeting for this budget, and I just want to mention that, and hopefully it'll have some impact. But we got a year left in this term, and I just think everybody should be on board, because right now we got a great team here. So let's move forward. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know that last little bit was necessary, but.
Well, I had to say it.
Let's stick, I guess, to the issues, and we'll go from there. All right, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and all the staff that worked through this budget process, and council, and also the residents who fill out our budget surveys and came in here and presented to council on the things that they think that we need in the town. Those things don't go unnoticed, or we don't just send them out and look at them and throw them away. Council takes all that into account when we're developing the budget through the whole process. You you know, thank you to all of our staff, all of our directors that compile the budgets for their departments. And then, you know, we take it as council and go through it. And that includes the fire department too. Chief is here. Hi, Chief. And, you know, it is a grueling process. And I think that what makes it more difficult, and Councillor Pollard alluded to this, we have people knocking on our door. Torbay is a highly sought community for people to come live. And we're constrained right now by our lack of water supply. Once we get that issue straightened up, I think that our town is gonna boom. And we are, as a council, doing everything that we can to make that happen. And, you know, we're well into the application process and everything for a new water supply. We're looking after the current water supply by providing some water treatment down there to make sure that our water is safe to drink. We have, you know, these things are monumental tasks. Starting a water supply is not cheap, and it's not an easy job. But I think that we're up to it. I'm looking forward to moving that forward. And, you know, the town has to continue to operate even without that additional development that we know we can do, and that we're really looking forward to that happening in the years to come. In the meantime, we're gonna continue to do what it is that we do, make Torbay a great place to live for the people that are here, a great place to visit. And I wanna thank everybody, and, you know, I'm looking forward to next year and see what comes. All right, back to you, sir.
Are we
All right.
passing that motion first? The last thing I will say, sir, before, I was a little bit out of wind because of all the words in that statement, in the budget speech. But I'll end off by saying that I'm sincerely excited about the future of Torbay and the future for our residents. I really do think that, you know, we're doing some good things here. The town is really going in the right direction. And I really do. I really feel sincerely that the future is bright for this town.
All right. With that, I'll call a question. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Back to you.
Motion 2, that the town of Torbay adopt the tax and fee structure schedule for 2025 as presented. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Motion 3 is a part of our regular business, invoices for approval. The following invoices totaling $355,321.38 are presented for approval. Invoice S0076564, A. Harvey and Company, $120,225.39. Invoice November 2024, CIBC Mellon, $28,081.98. Invoice 24160, Grand Concourse Authority, $32,500. Invoice 24161, Grand Concourse Authority, $14,289.21. Invoice 24162, Grand Concourse Authority, $41,540.84. Invoice 135, John Curran, $5,000. Invoice November 16th to the 30th, 2024, Receiver General of Canada, $33,216.84. Invoice 8408, Richard Power CPA Professional Corporation, $11,870.30. Invoice 2024170119884, Wajax Equipment, $15,121.82. Invoice 26808, Bird Construction, $53,475. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Motion 4 is in regards to our tax recovery plan. Be it resolved that the town of Torbay adopt the tax recovery plan and receivable summary for the year ending December 31st, 2023, as presented. This plan and summary will be submitted to the Department of Municipal Affairs. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, comments?
Just want to say that as a 2023 plan, obviously we're in 2024, this just goes along with the yearly submissions that we have to do for the Community Sustainability Partnership between ourselves and the province, so 2024 has become earlier this year, we hope.
I'm sure it will. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So, Mr. Mayor, that ends our budget speech and our motions. That's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Any questions on anything else in the corporate services report?
Great
All
job.
right, go ahead. Good job, Counselor.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, planning, land use development, Counselor Pollard.
Thank you, Robert. Again, when I chase my PDF across the page here. Okay, the first motion relates to combined office and general industry operation, wanting to go on 11 Wine Gap Road. So it's for a paving-related company, so there'll be no stockpiling materials such as asphalt, gravel, sand, etc. And it's confirmed from them that it won't be. So the motion is to conditionally approve application BR 2024-008 in accordance with the regulations 33 and 90 pertaining to discretionary uses for the proposed use of the property at 11 Wine Gap Road as a contractor's yard for exterior equipment and trailer storage, as well as proposed building renovations to accommodate an office use for business headquarters, interior warehouse use, and a general garage for the use and maintenance and repair of company equipment only, subject to the conditions outlined in the background report. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? This is Petty Goss's property, isn't it? Okay.
It was, it was a little bit tangly, and thanks to Julia, we got through it, but our director. But there's different zonings on this one particular property, so we had to, juggle around that, so we got it straight.
Excellent, thank you. Any other comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
The next one relates to the Torbay Environment Advisory Committee. We went out for expressions of interest on a couple of occasions. We finally had uptake from one person, so there's a recommendation here to add this person to our committee. So the motion to appoint Zachary Burrows as a new member to the Torbay Environment Advisory Committee effective immediately, and to accept the resignation of Robbie Hicks, a long-standing member and past chair of the committee. The council wishes to extend congratulations to Zachary and a heartfelt thank you to Robbie Hicks for her long-standing commitment to serving on the committee and dedication to furthering the interest of the environment in Torbay. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
Zachary is the executive director of the SAM, and so he has lots of experience in this area and things of that nature. I think as well, Robbie's going to stay on until next meeting, I believe, and at that point in time, we'll thank her more definitely at that. We certainly appreciate her efforts for us and the participation and concern about the environment of Torbay and all she does, and wish Zachary a good time to the committee. So moved.
All right. Any other comment?
I'd just like to thank Robbie for her dedication to that committee. Been around for a good while and very dedicated volunteer, and as well as to welcome Zachary aboard, so.
Any other comment? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to take the same opportunity to thank Robbie. I think we started out together years ago with Trails and Environment Committee, but there's been a lot of work, and I think we've made a lot of headway in that category, both environmentally and especially with the trail development. So kudos for yourself and the whole committee, and have a good retirement.
Any other comment?
I'd just like to say that I'd like to thank Robbie for being on the committee. The environment, as we take it, without preserving our environment, then we as a community would find it hard to exist, because if we don't take care of the land, then we don't leave much of a legacy for our children and children's children. So I thank you for being on that committee, and I wish Zachary all the best in the future in his new position.
I too would like to thank you for all that time. And to be on it something that long, it's an important thing to you personally. And like, as everyone said, the environment is super and majorly important. I got me as a nanny now, fairly new one. I look at my grandbabies and hope they'll be able to do what I was able to do 60 years ago. So thank you very much for your time and dedication and all the great work. And welcome to Zachary. That's
All
it.
right, thanks, everybody. Robbie, thank you very much for all the work that you put in. And I know when we created this committee, it was created to inform council on environmental issues when we have applications that may have impact on the environment. And we really appreciate the input that we get from there to help council to be able to make good decisions or better decisions, depending on, I guess, which way you're looking at it, from what side you sit, if they're good or not, but at least they're informed. So I thank you for that, and I thank all the members of our Environment Advisory Committee. They help us out, and I think that was a good idea when we created that, and we did. All right, back to you, sir. Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Next up is the Green Municipal Fund Climate Adaptation, Climate Ready Plans and Processes. So this relates to an application, and I guess the big thing here is continuation of what we had started a few years back, and it kind of stalled. So it's a 20%, 80% fund. Our portion is 20% obviously, which will include preparation of a climate vulnerability assessment, natural asset inventory, community engagement regarding climate vulnerabilities, and build a climate adaptation capacity. So it's something that we really tried to focus on, throughout our budget and through many of our past discussions. So the motion here is to confirm the town of Torbay's contribution in the amount of $17,500 towards the Torbay funding application under the Climate Ready Plans and Processes stream with the Green Municipal Fund. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? So this is a continuation of the work that we started right back before the pandemic?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. It'd be nice to be able to actually get that finished. I know we kind of got stalled there, right? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
The next item up relates to 51 North Pound Road and the multi-unit residential development that was originally designed to go in place. After some, I guess, to and fro with the developer and staff, and that the developer came back with, they wanted to change slightly the configuration to avail of obviously some federal funding and things of that nature to make it more economical from a constructive capability perspective. But it certainly, we had some good discussion around it back and forth, and said that because it is a change from the number of dwellings from 22 to 28, we'll bring back to council for any further discussion, and just so everybody's in the know what exactly going on there. So the motion for council support an increase in the total number of dwelling units for the residential development at 51 Northbound Road, adding 6 dwelling units to the original 22 unit approval, and for the original approval in principle to be revised to reflect the new unit count, while all other conditions in the approval in principle remain in effect. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? Go ahead.
I just want to mention, again, Tony said that we were going back and forth on this one, and had good discussion. But to me, it came down to a point. Now, I wasn't on council when the 22 units were approved. It was last term of council. But I think through that process, the town received many calls, the developer received many calls. When is it going to be built? When is it going to be built? Same, because we need them desperately. So that's what it came down to me. When I heard that, I had no problem increasing the number. So I'm in support of this.
Thank you. Any other comment?
I'm fine with it as long as the property and everything is according to our regulations. I think
Yeah.
that it's all
Yeah.
It's
Just
all
for clarity,
good.
these are not water units, these are.
Yeah.
These are,
Exactly,
right.
right, yeah.
Okay, any other comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
My final one is to accept Torbay 2024 permit listings for weekend in December 5th, 2024 as tabled. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And so ends my report to worship, unless anybody has any other questions.
Anybody got any questions on anything else in the planning report? Okay, seeing none, thank you, sir. Moving right along. Admin and HR. Deputy Mayor.
There's no motions in the group. It's, we had our meeting on December 3rd, and it's a very short items there. The one thing in there is that the municipal group benefits transition is currently underway with an effective change of January 1st, 2025, and that's something that really is up to the staff here to make the determination on that. And anybody got any questions or what have you? They can ask Mark.
Oh, I guess
It's
no
all
question.
straightforward, yeah.
Okay. That it, Deputy Mayor?
Yeah. That's it, yep.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, economic development, tourism, history, culture. Counselor Tepper.
Thank you, sir. Again, it's just a short report, I think. Not much to, the same items are on the agenda. We're dealing with the History House basement. That's ongoing. Destination St. John's, the director met with them for partnerships. And with the History House, there's an update there if you want to open it up and have a read. But again, there's a lot of activity up there as well over Christmas, and it continues. But apart from that, that's about it. If anybody has any questions, send them my way.
Okay. Any questions or anything that
I
you
just want to
wanna
make
highlight?
a comment in there because it did mention the Festival of Trees.
Yep.
And with the kickoff of that last Sunday afternoon was the concert with Bud Davidge and Hamilton Sound. Afterwards, everybody was encouraged to go over and look at the trees and vote. And I guess it was one of those moments for me where I wasn't expecting to see Bud Davidge himself to come in over to the History House. And it was just something about the whole atmosphere. Not only him, the band, and Linda Hickey came there as well. And to see the man that wrote the Mummer song, and to see him in on the standing in the exhibit, and Linda took a picture. I'm sure if anybody is looking at the Facebook page, to see him and his wife going down over the stairs looking up, and to be there at that moment, it was something very touching. And to say what happens up there, how it can affect everybody. So to me, that was history in the making. But more and important than that is the feeling when you got in, there was the staff that were there and a number of volunteers, and Robbie was one of them. And the whole welcoming, it was one of those moments that I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to witness. So a big thank you to everybody that was involved with making that happen, and I think the last part of it wasn't expected, so there was no planning, but I always say some of the best moments and memories in my life were those that weren't planned, weren't expected. And he was truly appreciative of the whole thing. So a big thank you to that group up there, the volunteers, and made that place so special. I'm after witnessing many things there, but I gotta say that that's something. I even called Councillor Tapper in the midst of it all, and I'm so sure sometimes he's saying, like, what does she want now? Will I or will I not answer it? But he did answer it, and he got to speak with Linda and Bud Davidge himself. And I will also say that Linda Hickey sent an email. She called me telling me about the number of hits, and she sent an email which I forwarded on to Kerry and staff, saying about her experience up there. and Linda is the head of the Museum Society in Newfoundland. And she said that she's after visiting, basically out of 150 museums out of 150, she's visited 100 of them, and that the Torbay Museum is really setting the template on what a museum today should be. So again, I can't, it's one of those moments. So thank you to everybody involved, and big thing.
Excellent. Thank you. All right.
Yep.
Moving on. Moving on. Infrastructure and Public Works, Councillor Goss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We just did an update of all ongoing projects through this presentation, so if there's any questions, by all means, forward them.
Okay.
If not,
Any questions?
I have one question for
Go ahead, sir.
Brian, I guess, and that's the sidewalk construction phase two. I'm assuming that's the sidewalk at Torbay Road that we just completed? The contractor, the item E, sidewalk construction phase two.
Yeah.
And it says, there's talk about the paving and an extended warranty being offered.
Yes.
Was the conversation around the paving, was that Rolly?
The Rolly part of it, yes.
And so what is you saying they're gonna extend warranty, they're going to do something with the,
Yeah, what they're offering is to extend the warranty into the new year so they can look at it at that point in time.
okay, so they're gonna take a look at the,
Yeah,
Okay,
in the springs. We're gone past the time to do anything with it. But the consultant did say there's, Wade municipality's spec is written. It's not, the rolliness, as you call it, I guess,
Yeah.
is not really a parameter that we can enforce against. But like I said, that's the reason they offered the extra, so we can have a look at it first thing in spring.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
thank you.
Recreation and Community Services, Councillor Manning.
Thank you. We did an update also. It's all there. I'm going to have a little bit of a cough here, so if there's any questions, we'll go on. But I do want to highlight one, the Santa Claus, breakfast with Santa Claus Saturday morning, and certainly the parade. And staff had a big involvement in putting one of the floats in and doing up a new float. A lot of time and effort went into that, so Kelly and her team, thank you very much. And Kelly and Kirk, certainly the planning of the parade itself. I'll go back to my grandbabies again. They loved it. They loved it. I loved it. And it was really, really nice. So and that doesn't just happen in snap of your fingers, so thank you for all the work and effort. And the breakfast itself, I was gonna do this afterwards, but one, the staff down there and the setup, thank you very much, Kelly and Kirk, job well done, and lessons to be learned like every other time. But more especially the volunteers, my favorite part in the kitchen, I can't say I was cooking, but I was there, and the people surrounding you, and I don't mind getting up, being down there for 6:30, well, I usually go in 6:45, but it's a long day, but you know what, at the end of it, it's a fun day, and certainly when the kids are involved, can't beat that, right? And Lions Club were involved in the volunteering, and just great people around in the kitchen area for sure. And certainly we had the deputy mayor and mayor out, and another councillor Tapper out delivering and serving the food, so thank you for that. But I would have enjoyed with the kids, but I was definitely in the best spot. So a huge, huge, huge thank you to all the staff down there, and the time and effort that goes into it, and the amount of people. I do believe it was probably 300 that sat for the breakfast, and they all got fed, and I haven't heard anything bad since. So thank you. And like I said, the report is there. It was an update. Any questions, I'll have Jen answer.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, thank you very much. Liaison committees, Atlantic Mayor's Congress, no update. Intergovernmental Affairs, provincial, federal, municipal, I don't think we got any update. Jack Byrne,
Nothing to report, Your Worship.
okay, thank you. Northeast Avalon Joint Council,
Next meeting's in January.
okay, thank you. RNC, I don't have any new to report. report. Do you have anything, Deputy Mayor? For your
No.
meeting? Okay, thank you. Torbay Volunteer Fire Department, minutes are there.
Minutes are there, and certainly any questions. Lucky enough to have the chief here, so you can ask him personally. But as always, just want to put out that huge thank you to all the volunteers and their families. And without them, we wouldn't be feeling as safe as we do when we tuck our kids in bed at night and put our heads to the pillow. So thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you. Urban municipalities, no report. All right, no notice of motion. New business, and I just let everybody know this is our last meeting of the year, so Councilor Tapper, even though you passed, I
Yeah.
figure you might want to pass along a Christmas or something, go ahead.
Yeah, this hair upon us fairly quickly again. So, but I wish everybody have a safe and happy Christmas, and hopefully Santa Claus should be good to you. I suppose after this budget, he better be.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Councilor Manning?
And I had thank yous, and the thank yous were to the volunteers and the staff. But I also wanted to put a shout out now. These two I know for sure. Lorena's and the Tap House had hot chocolate for the parade, and of course, I'm right across the street well, my parents are right across from the street from Lorena's, and I couldn't thank her, and I had stopped into today to say thank you to her and her staff who did that, because it was really good, and I keep going back, the whole night I'm going back to my grandbabies, but they absolutely loved hot chocolate with the marshmallows, so thank you to all that. And to each and everyone around the table, and those who aren't here, a very Merry Christmas to y'all, happy and safe New Year, and prosperous at best. And to all the residents, happy and safe New Year. Thank you. That's it.
Councilor Pollard?
Thank you, Worship. Yeah, I just want to pass on all the best of the season to all our residents and staff, and I know staff doesn't have an easy time. I think I say it this time every year. Sometimes they're put in some awkward positions, and, you know, we're not the easiest people to work with all the time. And certainly dealing with residents one-on-one who have issues may arise from time to time is not always necessarily pleasant, but they do a fantastic job, and we're certainly in their debt for keeping the town of Torbay running. So I wish them all the best over the holiday season, and look forward to working with all of them in the new year. Council, thank you for all your support. It's a half-decent bunch of folks here, you know, so can't say too bad. We're lucky. You look around some other places, some places are in a real tangle from a council perspective, and I guess we're pretty lucky. So I wish you all the best for our safe holiday season as well. And especially thank goes out to all the volunteers, who without which we would not have to be able to do a majority of things that we actually do. So all the best for the holiday season, and we look forward to working with our volunteers again in the new year. That's it, Your Worship. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilor Goss?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm sure we all have the same sentiments in my mind, but one of the things that I think of is how quickly the last year has gone. Is that, you know, you get into January, February of last year, and then the summer months, and all of a sudden we're here finished with our 2024 budget. And I'd like to reflect that you know, it's been a good year. Each year seems to be getting better for our town. It's hard to believe that we're in the third year of this term, and hopefully there will be So hopefully there will be a further future on that. But you know, again, this time of the year, always you think about family and friends, and hopefully everybody has a wonderful Christmas. And yeah, again, I have to say, for the volunteers, from what I've seen, especially since I've been on council, I think each year our volunteer base is getting a little bit larger. Our committees and our programming staff, what we're giving to the community and what the people are giving back to the community is something to be very proud of. And I thank you, all the volunteers and all the staff and all their directors. Thank you very much for doing what you do. And I just want to wish everybody a safe and wonderful Christmas.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, I had to thank you here for all the staff involved in the Christmas festivities. And the breakfast with Santa was a great experience as always. The parade was amazing. It was good to get to witness it as a spectator rather than participating in it this year. As Councillor Manning said, to the Tap House and Lorena's for offering the hot chocolate and treats. I heard that it all went over really well. the wreath making, once again, was really good. That's part of what makes it for Christmas for me. And I need to say again, the big thank you to all of the staff, because sometimes we look at directly at the directors, but it's the front line is where I always said is where the rubber hits the road. And to our volunteers, the Torbay wouldn't be where it's to without our past volunteers, our current volunteers, and I think that that's what makes the difference. When you get our volunteers out, they bring along a certain ownership of whatever they're involved in, and as well as to so many of our seniors that end up volunteering, and that's why we are where we're to today, is for a lot of those people and the time and effort that they put into everything. And I just want to wish Merry Christmas to all of our residents, to all of fellow councillors, and all of the staff. So again, thank you. I know that, like what Councillor Pollard said, that some of us could be rather difficult to work with. Not mentioning any names, or, you know, can't imagine who they are, but I look at it a lot of times, it's not self-serving. It's, I guess what we're put here for is to represent the residents. And I try my damnedest to do that, so, but anyway, it is what it is, and thank you again for everyone for your support.
All right, thank you. Well, I got nothing to say. You said it all.
That's the first.
But I
That's the
will.
first.
But I will. And as I do every council meeting, I want to thank everybody, council and staff, for all the work you've put in over the last 2 weeks since the last meeting, but also for the whole year. I think that it's been a great year. We've had a lot of new people come in the door, learning how to fly, and doing a great job. And you know, I'm happy that we're in the place that we are right now, and I'm really looking forward to as we go forward. I want to thank our staff and our volunteers for the work they've been doing on our Christmas events. The fire department has been very supportive of everything that we've done with the parades and everything else. I want to say congratulations to the new board of directors of the Northeast Avalon Food Bank. There's 5 new people that have stepped up to take that over. There's a lot of changes coming for how food banks have to operate, and they have really stepped up and they're ready to take that on. And you know, I'm really looking forward to working with them. I'm no longer on the food bank board, so I don't have the conflict anymore. And now we can help and advocate for them. And in that same tone, I just want to say, you know, over the Christmas season, the holidays now, look out for those who are less off than what you are. There's always an opportunity there to do something nice for somebody, and it doesn't cost you anything. You know, it's a kind word, just to say hi. And, you know, when you have the opportunity to help make someone's life better, do it. And I guess that's the joy of sitting around this table. We have the opportunity to make the lives better for the people of the town of Torbay. That's what we try and do. It doesn't always cut, you know, depending on how you sit on a certain issue, you know, you either agree with it or don't, that's fine. But I think everybody sitting around here, staff and council included, we're always trying to do what's best in the best interest of the town, and not in the best interest of me or whoever's sitting here, so.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Q&A. Do anybody want to ask a question? No? Thank you. Thank you to our residents who show up to the council meetings and everybody watching, our millions of fans on YouTube. And we look forward to seeing you in 2025. Our next public council meeting is scheduled to take place on January 6, 2025, 6:30 p.m. right here in council chambers in the town of Torbay. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, Rhonda, you mentioned Rhonda, the Christmas parade. The live streaming had 7,000 views.